Ever wondered what would happen if you gave the entire F1 grid equal cars? Well, let's find out because today we're going to be doing that. Welcome back to the channel, guys. We are here on F1 22 today for an experiment video. Now, I have seen this done in the past from Arv. He did this on the F1 2021 game, but I thought I'd take the opportunity to show you guys what the outcome might be on the F1 22 game. I think this is a very interesting experiment as well, because since everyone gets equal cars, it all comes down to like performance, all the stats that are on the game, and just in general. So like it's going to be a complete mix-up of the order pretty much, and what we're going to do to make it as fair as possible, we're going to drive as Nicholas Latifi in the Williams, and just, you know, I'll be at the back while I let the AI race. Now, I know it's a bit of a shame for the GOAT of Formula 1, but you know, we just have to be a bit realistic here and make it fair for everyone else, because we know where he would be positioned anyway. But you know, still the GOAT in our hearts, guys. And we're going to be doing all this around the Bahrain International Circuit. Now, I was trying to think what track we could do it at, because there's many different tracks. Obviously there could be many different outcomes of position, and I just thought I'd stick to Bahrain. I was going to do Austria, but I know Arif did that last year and I didn't really want to do the same thing he did, so I wanted to just shape it up a little bit, and that's why today we're going to be doing around Bahrain. Followed by that, we're going to have a one-shot qualifying, and then going to head straight to the race. It's going to be a 25% race, which will be 18 laps around the circuit. And as we got underway for the one-shot qualifying, I was very interested to see what parts of the circuit certain drivers would be quick at, and just to see how many drivers would be taking P1 throughout the lap, just in general. Now, Leclerc had it for the first few corners, but then Max Verstappen took over. But as we got to the middle sector, Lewis Hamilton was in control of the lap for quite a while, until a wild Fernando Alonso took over the lap in P1, which is quite unexpected, but obviously the man has got a lot of experience and he's just a great driver in general, so I do expect him to be up here, but not expecting him to get pole, which I think he might do here, which would be quite incredible. That is until Charles Leclerc managed to snatch back P1 as we come to the line. Charles Leclerc takes pole for this race here, and I'm very interested to see what the full result is, which we're going to have a look at now. Look at the gap between Alonso and Leclerc, absolutely nothing at all. But I tell you what, I mean, what's going on down in 17th there? I mean, I know it's a very close gap between everybody. 7-10s cover the top 19. We can obviously forget about my time. But why is Carlos Sainz down 17th? And obviously I know AI make mistakes on the lap, but maybe that was just unlucky. But 17th for Carlos Sainz while his teammate grabs pole, and Sergio Perez ahead of Max Verstappen. I mean, that's quite interesting. And Lando Norris speed in 30. I mean, it's very close, but that's a very interesting order actually ahead of this race, and I'm quite surprised at that. But we'll see how the race pans out now. We're going to waste no time at all and get straight into the race. Now, I'm looking forward to seeing what the outcome of this will be. And Fernando Alonso has had a fantastic start there and goes wheel to wheel with Charles Leclerc into the first corner. He has to cover off George Russell there, and I think he's going to get the lead. Yes, he is, but Leclerc is not giving this one up, and he takes back the lead. But Alonso goes round the outside of Charles Leclerc and takes the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Incredible stuff from Fernando Alonso there, and I'm looking on the leaderboard and I can see that Alexander Albon is P6 currently, which is quite incredible. With Max Verstappen down in P9, he's just been overtaken from Kevin Magnussen, and Carlos Sainz as well has lost out and he's down to P19, so it's a shame for him. We'll see if he can progress through the field as the race goes on. But to give you guys a rough understanding of where the driver ratings currently lie, as I record this video, there has been an update for the driver ratings, and I'm going to show you the full grid on the screen right now, just to give you a rough idea of where everyone lies, and to see if this really is quite realistic. But you know, obviously it's unpredictable of what how the races will pan out. And Vettel goes down there instead of Gasly there. That was a very, very good move from Sebastian Vettel. Quite a rare place to see someone go for a late dive at, but I don't think it's over yet, because Gasly comes straight back at Vettel, goes down the inside, and Ocon now goes round the outside of the two of them. Well, he's trying to anyway, but Vettel's managed to do that. He's regained P10 with Esteban Ocon now at the outside of Gasly, shoots past the Frenchman there, and he's going to try and get Sebastian Vettel as well into the first corner, which I think he does. He's going to be quite easily past him, maybe side by side, 3 wide in the back there I can see as well, between Ricardo, Guan Yu Zhou and Bottas, I believe. Vettel tries to hang on to P10, but Ocon goes around outside of Sebastian Vettel. It was quite a good battle between they two, and as we head around lap 2 here, this is Sainz trying to get past Lance Stroll. He's trying to make his way through the pack. He's past Tsunoda, and he's trying to get past Lance Stroll, which surprisingly is pretty hard from there until now. He's managed to get the move done now, but it did take him quite a while to get past Lance Stroll, which was quite unexpected. I expected him just to fly past, but obviously since it's equal cars, it may be more of a battle. And look at that, that's Lance Stroll coming back at Carlos Sainz here. So Sainz is not having it easy at all. I'm very surprised to be seeing this. Sainz should be easily shooting past these drivers, but Lance Stroll was fighting him back there, which was quite incredible. Now, as we head on to lap 4 now, Fernando Alonso has been leading the race just up until now, because Leclerc is on the back of Fernando Alonso and he's going to try and go around his outside into the first corner, which he does. I think this could be very similar to how the first lap went, and it is. It's exactly the same as how the first lap went, but this time there's DRS involved, so Leclerc's going to have a bigger advantage here. He goes to the outside of Fernando Alonso. Into the next corner we go. It's side by side once again. Alonso's got the inside line. Leclerc gets a great exit, great traction from Leclerc, and he's going to go down the outside of Alonso, and he's made that move stick. So that was fantastic stuff from Charles Leclerc there. So he retakes the lead of the Grand Prix, which he originally started P1 anyway. So, and now as we head on to lap 7, this is where most of the AI are going to make their pit stops. I'm expecting onto mediums because everyone started on softs, but you know, I'm expecting for her to put like wets on Sainz, or I'm surprised they didn't put inters on for Leclerc there, but you know, it is what it is. But I expect an easy soft to medium strategy. And as we head on to lap 8, this is the next selection of cars, and what is going on here with the hard tyres of Fernando Alonso's car, that's quite interesting. I mean, we're literally halfway through the race and we've got the hard compound tyres on for Fernando Alonso, which is quite interesting. So I can see him being at a massive disadvantage here, but I tell you what, look how close this is going to be on pit exit between Alonso and Leclerc. They've had a fantastic battle this whole race, and it still continues, and it's the same thing again. They're side by side at this corner, and this time Leclerc takes the lead from Fernando Alonso. Obviously he is on more warmer tyres, medium tyres as well, but Fernando Alonso's on the hards, which is going to take a while to warm up, and that is giving George Russell a fantastic chance to get past Alonso here and into P2, which he has. George Russell out of nowhere there. As we head on to lap 12, the race has settled down slightly, everyone trying to get into their positions, and George Russell is now throwing an attack on Charles Leclerc into the lead. He goes now, Leclerc takes the lead, but once again at the same corner that Alonso went round outside of Leclerc about 3 times in this race, George Russell has done the same thing. And talking about Fernando Alonso, he has got Lewis Hamilton behind him, who I do love when these two battle, because we know the two of them, well, we've had some controversial moments in the past, and we had a collision between the two last year at the Belgian Grand Prix, but it's a near collision once again at the same sort of angle of corner there, just like what Belgium had, but no contact was made this time around. And I have to say, I feel like Fernando's been a bit of a disadvantage here with these hard compound tyres, but he's done a fantastic job. And I tell you who's done a fantastic job is Mick Schumacher right now in the Haas, who is defending off Max Verstappen. Well, near enough here, it's going to be side by side, and Schumacher has went round the outside of Max Verstappen, which is quite incredible. I don't know how Schumacher is in 5th place. But I mean, it is what it is. Verstappen can't get past Mick Schumacher, which is I feel like we're in like a My Team Season 10 race right now, but like, it is what it is. And yeah, quite incredible. And Sainz has been making progress throughout the race up into P15, and you've probably noticed as well, Lando Norris has DNF'd. He DNF'd a few laps ago before the end. It was about P14 anyway, so it didn't really matter. And as you can see there, that's George Russell, who has won the race from Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, and Mick Schumacher rounding off the top 5. And Hamilton there putting in a 1:30 dead, which is very satisfying to see. But unfortunately for him, we are going to get the fastest lap, hopefully. We're a flying last lap. I've decided to save all my hours, fully send it on the last lap. We're still going to finish last, but can we get the fastest lap?
You're trash, Brock.
Well, how about that for an F1 game experiment? That was very interesting. The result of that, especially with Mick Schumacher in P5, is pretty crazy. I was not expecting Schumacher 5th there, and for the Red Bulls to be pretty slow. I was expecting Max Verstappen to win that pretty easily from probably Leclerc and then Hamilton, Alonso, you know, the usual ones that should be at the top. Alexander Albon there in P8 did a fantastic job as well. He's kind of expected to be around about that area because obviously he's very, very talented, and he gets the max out of that Williams. But you know, I mean, Carlos Sainz is the biggest shock for me. He did do well. If you look at the time there, he pretty much did one of the quickest times on the track. So I mean, he was one of the quickest, but maybe just didn't land lucky with the positioning in qualifying. So I mean, it did take him a while to get past Lance Stroll and a few other drivers, that's for sure. But you know, it is what it is. Considering his rating is P7, I believe, overall on this game, you know, he shouldn't be fighting around that position. So maybe it was a mistake in quality and it was just unlucky there. But what do you guys think? I want to know your opinion in the comments below. I might do this again. I might do this at another track if you want me to try it. I don't know, Austria. Maybe I'll do it next time. Saudi Arabia. We can try this again. But for the moment, this is a one-off thing, and I just want to see how the results would pan out. And from my view, this sort of stuff is like my team season 10. But you know, it is what it is. But you know, just wanted to try it out, and you know, I enjoyed it, and I was very interested to see where everyone would end up, and it was a bit of a shock in the end. So yeah guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy. Comment below what you think of this as well. If you want to see me do it at another track, I'd be very much appreciated, and I might do it in the near future. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to see more content like this. We've got plenty of videos lined up throughout the winter break for you guys, which I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys next time.